Have you ever felt like life, fear, and self-doubt are controlling you? What if I told you that true strength doesn't lie in controlling everything around you, but in mastering your mind and how you respond to life? Today, I'm going to share with you 10 powerful Stoic principles that can help you break through your limits, turn challenges into opportunities, and live a life filled with strength and inner peace. Are you ready to embark on this journey? Introduction to Stoic principles. Humans are not weak. We are born with extraordinary strength. Yet, many of us live as if we are shackled by fear, doubt, and self-imposed limitations. Everyone has the potential to achieve greatness, whether it's in their career, relationships, or realizing lifelong dreams. But how do we unlock the true power within us? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." Strength does not lie in external circumstances, but in how we respond to them. Let's dive into 10 powerful Stoic principles to help you unleash your true potential. These are not just abstract ideas. They are actionable steps that can transform your life today. If these Stoic principles resonate with you, leave a comment saying, "I can do it," and take the first step toward applying them today. Accept reality. First principle, accept reality. There are things in life that are within your control, and there are things that lie beyond it. The key to inner peace and mental strength lies in understanding and accepting this difference. When you accept reality, you stop wasting energy fighting against things you cannot change, and instead, you direct that energy towards things you can influence. Epictetus, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." True freedom comes when you stop fighting against what cannot be changed. This is the essence of inner strength, the recognition that we are not powerless, but empowered to choose how we react to circumstances. Reflect on a time when things didn't go as planned. Maybe you missed an important flight because of unexpected bad weather. Instead of allowing frustration or anger to take over, recognize the situation for what it is, a circumstance beyond your control. The Stoics teach that we cannot control the winds, the rain, or the decisions of others. What we can control, however, is how we respond to such events. Instead of being overwhelmed, take a step back. Calm your mind, breathe, and find a new solution. Perhaps you need to rebook your flight, or maybe it's a perfect opportunity to slow down and find peace in the waiting. The freedom comes in recognizing that your response can be filled with acceptance and clarity rather than anger or regret. Embrace the situation as it is and adapt, for in this acceptance, you unlock a calm that brings peace no matter the chaos around you. In life, things will always unfold in ways that are beyond our influence. The challenge, the Stoics remind us, is to master the art of responding with composure, to find strength in acceptance, and through acceptance, to find freedom. This is the path to a life led by wisdom, not reaction. If you understand the power of acceptance, comment "I accept" and begin using your energy to master what you can control. Focus on what you can control. We cannot control the world, but we can control how we respond to it. This principle is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, a guiding force for developing mental strength and resilience in the face of life's challenges. Picture yourself standing in the midst of a powerful storm. The wind howls, the rain pours down, and everything around you seems to be out of your control. Yet, in that moment, one thing remains entirely within your grasp: your reaction. The storm rages, but how you face it, whether with fear, frustration, or calm, is entirely up to you. Life is much the same. While we can't dictate external events, be it the actions of others, the ups and downs of the world, or the inevitable hardships we all face, we have the power to shape our inner response. We can choose to remain steady, to not be swept away by the chaos around us. This is where true strength lies. It is not in controlling what happens to us, but in mastering how we respond to what happens. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, led a life fraught with wars, plagues, and personal betrayals. Yet, despite these external challenges, he always focused on what he could control, his mindset. He understood that our greatest power lies not in controlling the world outside of us, but in how we shape our inner world. It is this control of the mind, the ability to remain calm, composed, and centered in the face of adversity, that defines true strength. When you choose to respond with clarity and equanimity, no matter the storm, you unlock an inner peace that cannot be easily shaken. This is the essence of Stoicism, the practice of acknowledging what is beyond your control and finding your power in how you face the uncontrollable. This wisdom provides a steady foundation from which you can navigate the unpredictability of life with a strong, resilient heart. If you're ready to take control of your mind, comment "I control" and commit to focusing on what you can change in your life. Life as a challenge. Next, look at life as a challenge. Life is full of obstacles, and these obstacles are not here to defeat us, but to shape us. How we face these challenges defines who we are and who we become. For the Stoics, every challenge is seen as an opportunity for growth, a chance to cultivate strength and wisdom in the face of adversity. Imagine the story of Chris Gardner, the man whose journey inspired the pursuit of happiness. Chris faced incredible hardship, homelessness, uncertainty, and the struggle to provide for his son. Yet, through every setback, he found a way forward. Rather than allowing life's obstacles to crush him, he used each difficulty as a stepping stone to rise higher, to grow stronger, and to prove that true success is not found in avoiding failure, but in persevering through it. The Stoic mindset teaches us that when life pushes us to the edge, we have the power to rise, not fall. Challenges, pain, and difficulty are inevitable parts of life, but it's how we choose to meet them that determines our true strength. Just as a sculptor chisels away at a rough stone to reveal a beautiful statue, each challenge shapes us, refining our character and helping us unlock a deeper understanding of who we truly are. When we embrace obstacles with this mindset, we stop seeing them as burdens. Instead, we begin to view them as opportunities to grow, to transform, and to evolve. Every difficulty becomes a lesson, every hardship a chance to rise to a new level of strength. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, facing life's challenges not with fear or despair, but with the steady resolve to turn every setback into a path forward. Do you see challenges as opportunities? If so, leave a comment, "I rise," and embrace adversity with the strength of a Stoic. Negative first. Now let's explore the concept of negative first. This principle involves mentally preparing for the worst-case scenario before you face a challenge. It's not about expecting failure, but about visualizing it so that you become more resilient when it arises. By confronting the worst in your mind, you strengthen your ability to remain calm and unshaken when faced with difficulties. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." This means that by anticipating hardship, we take away its ability to overwhelm us in the moment. Rather than being caught off guard by life's difficulties, we create a space of inner peace and control, knowing that we've already prepared ourselves mentally to face them. Visualizing failure doesn't breed fear, it empowers us. It allows us to see obstacles as part of the journey rather than as insurmountable walls. This practice of negative first builds mental fortitude by teaching us not to be consumed by the fear of what could happen, but to approach challenges with clarity and confidence. When we embrace this Stoic mindset, we understand that adversity is not something to avoid, but something to face head-on. By mentally rehearsing how we might handle setbacks, we are better equipped to take decisive action and remain grounded when things don't go as planned. It's not about avoiding failure, but about preparing ourselves to rise, no matter what comes our way. Ready to train your mind for resilience? Comment, "I prepare," and begin practicing negative first to fortify your mental strength. Amor Fati, love your fate. Amor Fati, which translates to love your fate, is a powerful Stoic principle that teaches us to embrace all that life offers, even the pain and suffering. It is about accepting life's challenges, both the joyful and sorrowful moments, as essential parts of our personal journey. This philosophy invites us to stop resisting what is difficult and instead to welcome it with open arms, understanding that everything that happens is a stepping stone toward growth. Think of how a river flows through rocky terrain, embracing every obstacle it meets along the way. It does not stop to complain or resist, but instead, it continues its journey, adapting to the challenges it faces. Similarly, Amor Fati encourages us to see every trial and tribulation as an opportunity for strength and resilience. Friedrich Nietzsche, who endured tremendous suffering throughout his life, exemplified this philosophy. He showed us that the key to transformation lies not in avoiding pain, but in accepting it. Nietzsche believed that by embracing every experience, we can turn suffering into a source of inner power. He taught that the pain we endure can be a catalyst for growth, pushing us beyond our limits and helping us become stronger versions of ourselves. This mindset invites us to shift our perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we begin to ask, "What can I learn from this?" By accepting and loving our fate, we free ourselves from the burden of resentment and the fear of failure. Every hardship becomes a tool for development, a chance to build the inner strength that defines true wisdom. When we love our fate, we no longer see life as something to control, but as something to embrace fully, trusting that each experience has a purpose on our journey. Are you ready to love your fate, no matter the challenges? Leave a comment, "I love my fate," and start embracing every experience as an opportunity to grow. Redefine success. Success, as often defined by society, is measured through external markers, wealth, fame, or status. We are told that achieving these things will bring us happiness, fulfillment, and respect. However, the Stoic philosophers challenge this narrow view of success. For them, true success lies not in what we accumulate or how others perceive us, but in the development of inner growth, discipline, and integrity. It is found in the consistency of our actions, the strength of our character, and the alignment of our values with our behavior. Consider the story of Alex, a once promising entrepreneur whose business faced bankruptcy. He could have given up, letting failure define him, as many would have done. The world might have viewed him as a failure. But instead of accepting defeat, Alex chose to rise again. He acknowledged his mistakes, learned from them, and began refining his strategy. His success didn't come from avoiding failure, but from how he chose to respond to it. He understood that every setback was an opportunity to become stronger, smarter, and more resilient. This is where Stoicism offers its most profound insight. Success is not defined by what happens to us, but by how we respond to what happens. The Stoics believed that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can control our reaction to them. Failure is an inevitable part of life, but how we handle it shapes our future. In fact, failure becomes a powerful teacher when we embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward with renewed clarity. True success, then, is not the absence of failure, but the presence of perseverance, learning, and growth. It's about remaining disciplined in our actions, maintaining integrity in our decisions, and choosing to rise, no matter how many times we fall. In this way, Stoicism teaches that the path to success is built not on achievements that are visible to the world, but on the unseen foundation of inner strength, wisdom, and a commitment to our values. Ready to redefine success in your life? Comment, "I succeed," and shift your focus to inner growth and integrity. Control your emotions. Controlling our emotions is one of the most powerful tools we possess, yet it is often one of the hardest to master. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, reminds us that Anger is the punishment we inflict upon ourselves for the mistakes of others. When faced with an insult, an unfair situation, or injustice, it is easy to succumb to anger, allowing our emotions to take control. But the question we must ask ourselves is, does reacting with anger ever change the situation? Does it heal the harm done, or does it simply add to the suffering, both for ourselves and others? When we allow anger to dictate our response, we surrender our peace of mind, giving away control over our emotions and actions. Anger clouds our judgment and blinds us to better solutions. It is a reaction, not a considered response. The Stoic perspective teaches us to pause and reflect, to observe the situation with clarity before allowing ourselves to react. Instead of reacting impulsively, we have the power to choose a response that reflects our dignity and values. Take, for example, Martin Luther King Jr., a figure of remarkable strength and wisdom. He faced immense injustice, racism, and oppression throughout his life, yet he did not respond with anger or hatred. Instead, he chose love and nonviolence as his weapons against injustice. His strength was not in his ability to fight back with force, but in his commitment to fighting for what was right with a peaceful heart and a clear mind. His example shows us that true strength lies not in the ability to react violently, but in the power to respond with grace, dignity, and compassion, no matter the circumstances. In every moment of anger or frustration, we are faced with a choice. Will we let our emotions control us, or will we choose to respond with composure and wisdom? Strength comes from the ability to control our reactions, to rise above the emotional turmoil, and to choose a path that preserves our inner peace. When we learn to manage our emotions, we discover that we have the power to control our lives, no matter what external challenges come our way. By responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively, we align ourselves with our highest values and maintain a calm, resilient spirit in the face of adversity. Want to take control of your emotions? Leave a comment, "I am calm," and practice emotional mastery every day. Take action every day. Success is not born from fleeting moments of inspiration or distant dreams. It is cultivated through consistent action. The Stoic philosophers understood that true progress and personal growth are not the results of large, dramatic changes, but rather the result of small, deliberate actions taken every day. Each small effort, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, builds upon the last and compounds over time, creating a foundation for lasting success. Imagine a day in which you take one small step toward your goal. It might seem minor. Perhaps you read a chapter of a book, do a short workout, or practice a skill you've been meaning to develop. While these actions may appear trivial on their own, when consistently repeated day after day, they create a powerful momentum. Over time, they transform into a force that propels you forward toward achieving your aspirations. It's like a drop of water that slowly carves its path through rock. Each drop, small and quiet, may not seem to have much power, but over time, it shapes the world around it. The Stoics believed in mastering the art of daily discipline, understanding that growth and self-improvement are achieved not through bursts of effort, but through steady, intentional actions taken over the long haul. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, despite his many responsibilities and burdens, committed to his daily routine of writing, reflection, and personal growth. He knew that it was not the grand gestures, but the small, daily habits that defined who we truly are. Think of it this way. If you want to become healthier, you don't need to run a marathon tomorrow. You need to take a walk today. If you want to be more knowledgeable, you don't need to read an entire book in a day, but you can start with a chapter. These small, incremental actions accumulate and, over time, lead you to profound transformation. The beauty of consistent action is in its simplicity and its power. It's about focusing on what you can do right now, no matter how small it seems, and trusting that those small efforts will add up. The path to success is not always visible in the moment, but when you look back after weeks, months, or years, you'll see how far you've come, step by step, day by day. And in that process, you'll find the true fulfillment that comes from knowing that you took control of your journey, one action at a time. Ready to take action today? Comment, "I take action," and commit to making progress every single day. Learn to let go. Finally, learn to let go. In life, we often cling to things beyond our control, relationships, possessions, outcomes, and in doing so, we trap ourselves in a cycle of suffering. The more we resist what is inevitable, the more we fuel our own distress. Letting go does not mean giving up or resigning to fate. It means freeing yourself from the emotional weight that comes with attachment to things that cannot be changed. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, faced profound losses throughout his life. Despite being the emperor of a vast empire, he experienced the death of loved ones, the loss of friends, and the weight of war and plague. Yet, rather than succumbing to despair or bitterness, Marcus accepted these losses with grace. He understood the impermanence of life, that everything, both the joys and the sorrows, is temporary. He found peace not in holding on, but in the act of releasing. When you let go, you begin to recognize that the things we often cling to, whether they are material possessions, relationships, or expectations, are not permanent. They may come and go, but our sense of inner peace remains within our control. By choosing to accept what cannot be changed, we free ourselves from the burden of resistance. We no longer carry the weight of unfulfilled desires or imagined outcomes. Instead, we open ourselves to the present moment, finding tranquility in what is rather than what could have been. Imagine standing in a quiet room, surrounded by the noise and chaos of the world. Now, picture yourself setting down a heavy object that you've been carrying for far too long. With that single act of release, the burden lifts, and for the first time in a while, you feel light. That is the peace that comes from letting go. It's the understanding that we do not need to control everything, and we're not defined by what we lose, but by how we respond to what life brings. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. It is the acknowledgement that we cannot always shape the world around us, but we can shape our response to it. And in this release, we find freedom. Freedom to move forward, to live with purpose, and to experience peace in the present moment. Ready to let go of what no longer serves you? Comment, "I let go," and start living with less fear and more peace. Live by moral values. Living according to moral values is the foundation of a fulfilling life. It's not about the external markers of success that society often prioritizes: wealth, fame, or power. Rather, true fulfillment comes from an internal compass built on integrity, gratitude, and responsibility. These values shape our actions, thoughts, and decisions, guiding us towards a life of meaning and purpose. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and a ruler of the vast Roman Empire, exemplified these values in his leadership. Despite his imperial power and riches, he chose to live simply and remain focused on what truly mattered: virtue, wisdom, and the welfare of his people. His life wasn't defined by the grandeur of his title or the luxury that surrounded him. Instead, it was defined by his unwavering commitment to doing what was right, regardless of personal cost. In his personal writings, Marcus reflected on the nature of life and how external circumstances should not dictate our inner peace or our moral compass. He understood that true power lies not in controlling the world around us, but in mastering our own character. For him, success was not a measure of wealth or achievements, but of the quality of one's actions and thoughts. What defines you is not what you own, but the person you choose to become. It's easy to fall into the trap of defining yourself by external achievements, by your job, your possessions, or the approval of others. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that these externalities are fleeting. What endures is the character you build. It's how you treat others, how you respond to challenges, and how you live in accordance with your values. Imagine, then, the simplicity of a life guided by inner integrity, where every decision you make is in alignment with your moral beliefs. There is peace in knowing that you are living authentically, not driven by the opinions or expectations of others. This kind of life leads to a sense of deep fulfillment, not because you've acquired more, but because you've grown as a person. You've become someone who values what is truly important: virtue, kindness, responsibility, and has the courage to live according to those principles, no matter the circumstances. The key to fulfillment lies in this: knowing that who you are inside, the strength of your character, your integrity, and your ability to act with responsibility is far more valuable than anything the world can offer. The person you become is the true measure of success. Ready to live by your values? Comment, "I live by values," and start shaping your life with integrity and purpose. So, which principle will you start applying today? Don't let life pass by without taking action to change. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you'll begin to change. Remember, transformation is not magic. It's a choice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos that will help you build a stronger life. Take action today and start your Stoic journey.